Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to Cloud Test Lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
So today we'll deal with one of our OOPS concepts, the basic OOPS concept, classes and objects. And after that we'll see how to write methods with respect to our class, and we'll see some of the concepts that are related to our classes and object. So we already familiar with what is meant by class, and we already know how to create an object as well. So I'm not going to explain it one more time. I'll just brief about class. Class is nothing but a template or blueprint for an object. Object is nothing but an instance of a class. So we have already seen the syntax for class also. Class name, we'll write data type and then variable name, and after that we'll write method, parameters, and then we'll be going to write some statements inside the method. So when you write any method, this is a format that will be going to taken by each and every method inside our class. So normally the methods are nothing but behavior for an entity which is used to operate on the property. Property nothing but our variables. Today we'll see how to create a class and then how to write some of the methods. Let us take an example. We'll follow one process. So we'll write a class called box, which consists of 3 dimensions: depth, height, and width. So let us go and write a class called box. And declare 3 variables: depth, height, and width. I'm taking them as a long variables. Long, height. That's it. I don't want to write any methods as of now. So my class contains only 3 variables, and it didn't contain any methods. Normally for any class, or let us consider the real world entity itself. Let us take employee details. Employee details consists of first name, last name, salary, designation. So these are basic employee details. But whenever we want to write the employee address, each and every employee contains both addresses, one residential address and another one business address. We don't want to combine the address details with employee class, because address details contains the details like city, state, and zip code. So the details of address, it won't represent any particular employee. See, if at all in the household, if there are 3 persons available, then the same address will be going to represented by 3 different employees. So in that case, I don't want to write, or I don't want to create 3 separate city, state, and zip codes in my employee class. So normally we need to create a UML diagram in such a way that what are all the essential features that are required for a class. That is nothing but our abstraction. So currently the essential features for employee, just like first name, last name, salary, and designation. And the details of address, it should be available in a different class. See, we don't want to combine all the details. Like let us say employee goes to some kind of public supermarket. So supermarket consists of several items. So you should write a separate class for supermarket which specifies all the items, which will be mapped to all the item codes, item name, quantity, kind of stuff. So you can't mix up the employee class with the supermarket. You should have a separate class based on essential features. So in the same way, whatever the code that we are writing currently, let us say we are writing a box class. The box, the normal rectangular box or a cube, consists of details like width, depth, height. These are the essential features for a box class. And you already know that Java is open source, and once you have developed any kind of code, just like our Java spec, who has developed several number of classes, and we guys are trying to use those classes. So in the same way, whenever you are writing a class, so let us say we have written some class called box, you should think about the feature in such a way like someone else might use our box class. Let us say you have developed a box class, and after that someone has written a class called box client. So the box client class is interested to create objects based on box class. So the box class you have created, let us think the box client was written by some other client, and they are interested to create objects based on your prototype. So your prototype is nothing but your box class. So that means the box client class, what it should contain, what is the starting point for Java? The starting point for Java is main method. See, main method is not a syntax of class definition. It is a requirement for executing your .class file. Even though if you didn't have the main method within your class, there won't be any issue. Your Java file is, you can easily compile your Java file to .class file. But the requirement is when you are executing the .class file, your JVM verifies for main method. So that means the Java file, whatever that you have written, if at all if it didn't contain the main method, there won't be any compilation issue. The compiler won't check whether the main method is available inside your class or not. Only thing it will be verified is at .class level. So that's the reason currently I have declared only 3 variables and I don't have main method within my box class. And I want to write a separate class, box client. Box client. And here I want to write my main method. See, currently here itself also you can see employee class, address class, and employee can go to supermarket. So that means there is a relationship required from employee to supermarket, or there is a relationship required for employee to address. So just like the same way for a client also, when we want to discuss with the box class, he wants to create a number of objects based on box class. So he has the access of creating any number of objects as long as he has the access to prototype. Prototype nothing but your box.class file. So currently I'm creating the box objects from a different file. I'm trying to create from box client. You can see that I'm able to create a box object. Here also we are following the same syntax. Allocate the memory and then create a reference and then associate both. Now once after that, we already discussed about member access operator. Member access operator, which is used to access members of a class. Here members means both variables and methods. So forget about methods. First of all, we'll take a look at variables. What are the three variables that are available with respect to our box class? Width, depth, and height. Let us say the client is interested to create a cube. So that means he was supposed to pass some dimensions to the cube. To pass the dimensions to a box object, let us say he has created a box one object. Let us say he wants to create this type of box object. So he's passing some data, like let us say the width, height, and depth are 5, 10, 15. Okay, let us say he is passing these three variables. So how he will pass the variables? He has already mentioned that the name of the box is box1. To pass the data by using variables, or you can say call them as instance variables properly, you need to use member access operator and then pass the depth value as 5, pass the height value as 10, pass the width value as 15. So this is how normally you will access the instance variables. You need to use a dot access operator. See, ultimately you are creating an instance of a class. So the instance of a class, you have named it as box1. So you are going to specify the dimensions for the same object. So that means the dimensions, whatever that you are specifying, it should be associated with respect to object only. So currently you have specified box1 object dimensions. Let us say the client is interested to calculate the volume of the box. To calculate the volume, box1 dot depth, box1 dot height, box1 dot width. So normally, let us say the formula for calculating the volume is depth multiplied by height multiplied by width. Finally, you have calculated the volume. Go and execute the program. You can see that the formula has worked fine. This is just like a basic program, just like our addition, arithmetic operation kind of stuff. 5 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 15, so 750. Everything has worked fine. Let us say the client has interested to create one more object. Client is interested to create one more object. Let us change the dimensions now. Let us say this time he wants some big object. Let us rename this one as well. So currently he wants to create one more box object, and once after that he wants to calculate the volume. So I'm just I'll copy paste all the same values, and I'm changing the name of the object. So change these values as well. The dimensions are 15, 20, 30. Okay, this also worked fine. Currently, we have created two objects in the memory. As you can see, box 1 is the first object and box 2 is the second object. Now, once after creating these two objects, you have calculated the volume, and you're able to calculate the volume by using the same formula. So, as you can see, let us say the client wants to create 10 box objects. So you'll be going to end up with writing this particular statement 10 times. So ultimately, the box volume calculation, it should be done at the box level, but not at the client level. The client is only interested to take a look at what is the volume of the box 1 or what is the volume of box 2. But currently, we didn't provide any kind of operation to the client so that he can call those methods and produce the volume directly to the client. So instead of providing a direct access to the client, so here the client is performing all the work. You are not at all doing at your box level. And you already know that the volume calculation is related to the box object, but not related to box client. So instead of providing or instead of doing the same work multiple times, by using Java, you have the option of writing methods. Methods, nothing but you can write some instance method and you can provide access to your client class, and the clients can call those methods and get the result. So we'll be going to see how to write a method now. Return type, method name, optional parameters. So currently I don't want to accept any parameters. So that means the parameters list will be empty, and we won't talk about return type also. We'll see about later. So the syntax of our volume method is void, which means the method won't return anything. Let us say the name of the method is calculate volume. And here we already know the formula for volume calculation, which is width into depth into height. Store it in some variable. Just print the value, volume of the box. See, just like how you have written main method, here also you are writing some instance methods now, which are related to your class. See, just imagine in a normal entity manner, the calculate volume is absolutely related to box class only. So the calculation of volume, it should be done at your box level only, but not at box client level. So remove this. Now the calculate volume method was available at the box level. So from the client, he was supposed to access those methods. We already know that dot is the member access operator, which is used to access both properties and behavior. So to access a method, you just need to use the object name and then a dot symbol and then name of the method. It should end with a semicolon. Currently, I'm not taking any data, so just comment this one. Yeah, I'm calculating the box volume. In the same way, calculate the box volume for box 2 as well. See, our sysop statement was available at the box.java file, so no need to take the data here. Now you can see that we have reduced the calculation of volume at our client level or writing the formula multiple times at this level. So whatever the code that we are supposed to do, it was available only at the box class level. So the client can create any number of objects now by using box class, and then he can call the calculate volume method to find out the volume of the box. Let us go and execute the same. You can see that you got the same result. Volume of the box equal to 750 and the volume of the box is 9000. Let us take one more small example. I'm declaring two integer variables, int a equal to 10, int b equal to a. I'm just printing these two variables, a value plus a, b value b. Now I'm changing the value of b to 20. I will again print both the values. After changing a value and after changing b value. See, this is just like a basic assignment, a equal to 10, and after that we are copying the data, whatever that was available with respect to a, to a variable called b. Once after that, I am printing those two variables, and then I'm changing the data of b now. So let us represent in a diagrammatic way. See, this is our JVM. Here we have declared two variables. First one is a and the next one is b. So initially a and b contains 10. See, this is the initial representation in our JVM. A value, it contains 10. B value also, it contains 10 because we are assigning the same data. So whenever you are assigning the data from A to B, it will just copy the content. Whatever may be the value of 10, it will just copy to B and it will make it as available to as a different copy of variable. When you are changing the data B equal to 20, so that means you are changing the value of b to 20. B equal to 20. This is how you have made the changes. Let us go and execute the same. A value 10, B value 10. That is fine. Now you have changed the value of b. A value, it remains 10 only because you didn't touch anything related to a value. Now when you have changed the b value, it got updated to 20. That is fine, as expected. The primitive data types, whenever you are making an assignment or whenever you are copying the data from one variable to another variable, it will just make a copy of the data and make it available for the second variable. That's how normally primitive variable will be going to work. Let us take a look at the same in case of objects. Let us say box 1 equal to box 2 or else box 2 equal to box 1. See here, what we are doing, we are copying the objects. Box1 object, now box2 object. I'm just removing these four statements. Similarly, print before copying. Now, see, primitive data type contains a data representation. So in the sense, integers will contain numeric data type, character will contain char variables, and floating points will contain decimal points. But in case of objects, it contains an object representation of your class. So that means whenever you are trying to print the object, it will represent or it will point to some memory representation in your JVM. In the sense, let us remove these stuff now. Let us remove these also. So now we have created two objects. So let us say this is our box1 object. This is our box1 object. And let us say this is our second one. This is our box2 object. So we have declared two reference variables also. First one is box1 and the next one is box2. This is how normally in JVM it will be going to create it. Now when you say box2 equal to box1, so that means what you are doing, whatever may be the box1 is pointing, currently the box1 is pointing to this particular object. So what you are expecting, this box object to be available at box2 level. So that's how normally primitive data type has worked. So let us go and print the same. So the first one is box1 object. So you can see that some object representation was available, which is ending with some hash code, hexa code you can say, 6.690726. And the next one is 525483CD. This is before change. Now, when you made the assignment, when you are putting the box1 reference to box2 object, now also you are trying to print the data. You are trying to print the objects box1 and box2. Now you can see that the box1 is still pointing to the same 6.690726. And box2, you can see that it was also pointing to the same object reference, same object in the memory. So that means what it has done, instead of pointing to this particular object with this particular statement, the box reference, it was converted to the box1 object. So whenever you are copying the references, it won't copy the actual data in terms of objects. So as you can see, what we have done, we have created two objects, box1 or box2. And when we are trying to assign the box1 reference to box2 reference, what it will do, it won't copy the actual content. It will just change the point of reference to which it is referring. What it will do, it will just break this reference and it will point the box object reference to the same memory reference. That means whenever you made some changes by using this object, let us say you are making, let us say by using box2 dot depth equal to 100. Now I have changed the box2 depth value as 100. Let us go and print box1 object depth value plus box1 dot depth. See, I made the changes by using box2 object reference, and I am trying to print the value of box1.depth. You can see that the value of depth got changed. How it got changed? Because both the object references are now pointing to the same memory location in the JVM. So whenever you want to copy the object references, it won't copy the actual data. It will just change the memory reference in the JVM level. There's a difference between normal primitive data types and object references. So when you want to make changes with respect to one object, when you are making changes with respect to one object, it will be going to affect the other box reference as well. Because ultimately, both are pointing to same memory location. See, if you make the box1 reference as null, box1 reference as null, one second, Gaurang. If you make the box1 reference as null, see why I am putting it as a null? The default value for an object is null. That's why I'm putting it as null. So when you make the object reference as null, so this one, I'm just making it as a reference null.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2KInfosys.com. On our website H2KInfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.